Well, hi, Coast Vineyard Church. Hey, by now you will be well into trying to work out what last Friday's government announcements means for you. A new COVID-19 protection framework with traffic light colours. And I'm sure that you're going to have a lot of questions regarding your own job, schooling, community health, church. So what does this mean for Coast Vineyard Church? Well, I've been deliberately letting the dust settle following the announcement. A lot to read, a lot to discuss, a lot to ponder and pray about and digest. And so the key thing for today is to realize that there is likely to be more changes and amendments before we go into this new system. It's happened in other countries, and we will finally probably get into this new system for Auckland, maybe around early mid-December sometime. But even at a red light, we still can't meet together on Sundays. So while we have this time, we'll be working everything through with our pastoral leadership and our management team and our staff so that we are ready when we need to make the decisions as we go. But I'd just like to say this to you today. I guess firstly, don't worry about things that haven't happened. Don't speculate and arrive at a worst case scenario. It's easy to do, but let's not do that. Let's just take each week as it comes, deal with what we know, be grateful for what we have, and put our trust in God. I mean, that is the Jesus way. The second thing is that as we follow Jesus, we must also choose his invitation to be people who love and who heal and who restore relationships and who bring peace. Is this you? Is this you when you're talking to people who have different views to you? I'm super grateful that we are free to make our own decisions around getting vaccinated or not. But let's make sure that we love people no matter what they have decided about vaccinations. If you are vaccinated, don't turn on the unvaccinated just because the government has set this arbitrary vaccination target that will need to be hit before our restrictions are removed. Just realize that's the government that's hitting that target. They could have said 86% or 92% or 71%. And if you're unvaccinated, again, don't turn on the vaccinated and say you're ignorant and you should do some research and you're probably going to hell. Or I've just seen that families and friends and workmates and neighbours are blowing up and falling out over these things, and yet the people of God, us, we're called to be peacemakers and bridge builders and loving others as we love ourselves. So we're going to have to learn how to bring peace, to de-escalate, to bring a non-anxious presence, to be gentle and respectful. This is a time to reflect God's love for humanity, not to win arguments. Let me ask you this. Are you angry? And let me remind you, we only get angry when we don't get what we want. It's the only reason we don't get angry. You go, what? Now think about it. It's like, can't go to restaurants, we can't get our kids back to school, we can't get out of Auckland, we can't meet together at church, or I don't like that people don't agree with me. So if we are angry, we can't let our annoyance at not getting what we want be taken out on others who are making their best vaccination decisions for their unique situation while faced with a highly contagious and very harmful virus. So if you're angry, make sure you know why you're angry. And let me ask you this. Have you talked to Jesus about it? What is he saying to you? Hey, if you'd like to talk about what is ahead in New Zealand, in our communities, our workplaces, our schools, our church, I would welcome that. If you're fearful, let's talk. If you and your family are vulnerable to viruses, let's talk. If you're choosing not to get vaccinated, can we talk? And not about your decision, but about what your expectations and your hopes and your fears are for the future living with restrictions. You know, we are all brothers and sisters in Christ, and we journey together. And for all of you, if you've listened this far, we would value your prayers for the staff, for our leadership teams, for wisdom as we sail through some very bumpy waters. Hey, so thanks for listening. I look forward to our conversations, and I'd love to just finish with the words of a hymn. It came to mind as I was just writing these notes down for today, and so I just assumed it was a word from God for us all. To God be the glory. Great things he has done. So loved he the world that he gave us his Son, who yielded his life in atonement for sin and opened the life gate that all may go in.